Good morning, good morning. Glad that you're here. I am excited about today. It's been a minute since I've been able to trade the regular account, so today's going to be a great day. We're really excited about that. It looks like we've already missed a fantastic move from this morning. I woke up, pulled up my charts, and I'm like, "Oh no, it's hitting my level right now." Oh man, if you let me just show you. If you look at the 15-minute chart, I was looking at the 15-minute chart, and then it was right here. Boom. This low right here. Look at that level right there, my friends. Right there. This candle, the 830 candle, wicked right up into it. Snagged at. This is a breaker model. High, low, higher, high. We break lower. Market structure shift. Price comes back up into it. Go short, baby. Target these lows or these equal lows over here. And that is that. So we already on our way down. Can you hear me? Let's see. I'm getting that you can't hear me. Testing. Can you hear me? Great. All right. Sounds good. That is good. So we are on our way down from what looks to me like a market maker sell model. Okay. So we got our high, low, higher, high. We've broken lower. We came back up on the 830 candle beautifully. Beautiful execution. We have equal lows down here. So now we're looking for our opportunity to go short. And it does look like we have closed below the 15-minute. So this was a big level here, big fair value gap. So we should break through this and we should see lower prices. So bearish on the day. Bearish is my narrative. And I'm looking for prices to go down. So let's start up higher time frame. Let's look at what we got here. Here's our daily. We got absolutely nothing other than a big giant daily fair value gap that is sitting right here. That could be a daily draw on liquidity or a higher time frame draw. So this is of big interest. Let's go down to the 4-hour. 4-hour, we have 43 minutes before that happens. We may inverse this, make a BPR. On the 4-hour time frame, do you reckon we might retrace, then take out the Tuesday's low? Well, right now, anything could happen with all-time highs. So we have to play the initial draw on liquidity, and right here is a market maker sell model. We just don't know how low it's going to go. So we need to target specific key levels and see if price wants to continue on. So this is going to be, we're going to react to price action today. We are bearish. It's clearly moving to the downside. And we just need to see how it reacts. Okay. So right now, I need to wait and see. I need some type of, so we have this move here from this breaker. I need some type of retracement. And then I need to see that retracement broken. And then a move lower. That's really what I'm looking for. And it could be, this could be the level right here that just gets broken up here. At this breaker, we may retrace all the way back up to the breaker and go for another short. That's possible. But we really need to start seeing some structure take place for a breaker, for a bearish breaker play, which was what we missed right here. That was what we missed initially. Now, if we go down to lower time frames, we may be able to take an inverse before all that takes place. That is possible. I would love to grab something before we hit these lows because that's the clear and obvious target in my book. Okay? So we want to see some type of retracement that then gives us a fair value gap like this that we can run through. So we get a fair value gap going up, and then we break it to the downside, and we go short with the inversion of that. That's really what we're looking for. Or some more market structure. So we got a couple different options that could happen. And this is the 5 minute. Let me make sure I'm set up because I don't think I have everything set up on my end here. Okay. All right, I think that I'm going to do a test trade just to make sure everything is working here because I have a copier and I want to make sure everything's working. Hey, InterTrader, glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, I'm just seeing if this is if everything's working. Get back to positive here. Good morning, John. Glad you're here. Okay, that was my test trade to see if everything worked. Nope, it did not. So that's what I was afraid of. Okay. All right, give me a second, guys. I got to get this kink worked out. I'm not sure exactly why it's not copying. That's what I was afraid of. Not sure why. Micros. MNQ. Let's see. Chart of 8. What's going on here? All right, let's see if we change that. NQ. MNQU. All right, let's try this now. Nope. Again. Not copying over. Apologize for this, guys. I am trying to get this addressed. 827 inversion was very nice. 827. Where was 827? Let's look. Oh, right here. Are you looking at the 1 minute? I'm on the 5 minute here. Yep, I see that right here. 827. Oh, wait. No, that's an inversion right here. That would have been nice, too. 827 right there. Yep. Actually, if you look at that, John, I woke up, and as I'm waking up, I'm seeing price come right up into my level right there. That was what I wanted. Right when I woke up, I saw that level over here, and I saw it just pop, hit it, grab the liquidity, run. That would have been really nice. Yeah, it was super nice. And then you have the confirmation breaker that you could have took. You would have had to hell through a little bit of drawdown because you would have got in right here, and you would have had to hold through some drawdown there, which would have been 10 handles. So besides that, if you could have held through the 10 handles, it would have been a nice play. But give me a couple other minutes here, folks. I need to figure out why I'm not copying my trades. Does anybody else use a copier? Anybody else use a copier? The Apex copier? For whatever reason, when the transfer over from NQM to NQU, we're having issues. So that's what I need to figure out. Did not expect this. Sorry, guys. $324.6. Let me try another way. I think this might work. Let's... Okay. So, micros. No micros. Okay. Where could you put your stop loss if you entered on the breaker? I have a standard 10 handle stop loss. Aruk. I have a standard 10-point stop loss. All right. Yeah, all right. So a standard 10-point stop loss, so it'll look like this. The short would have happened right when it came up and hit it. You could have got it right here too. So let's just assume you got it right there. 10-point stop loss, you would have been totally, absolutely fine. And you could 47 handles to right here. So fantastic play. I use a standard 10-point stop loss on all my stuff. Okay, I'm going to do another test trade here. I need to see if my accounts are working. I'm 127, MNQU. Okay. All right, so let's do a quick test here. Okay, so nope, it did not copy there either. I don't know, my friends. Thankfully, we're not seeing anything happen. We got one more minute till market opens. All right, so no open just happened. Because we're in a market maker sell model. The reason price won't go back up to here, or it won't go back up and target the highs, is because look at the structure. Structure is very, I have a video on this, but you see how nice this structure is? That's what's called a market maker sell model. And those typically will complete or run the liquidity before it decides if it wants to run higher. So we have this level here. This is my target. We want price to hit this level. And when price hits this level, then at that point, it's free to go higher if it wants to. But the set of instructions says, hey, from this point on to here, we have a market maker sell model. And we also have some symmetry. I just did a video yesterday on this with symmetry. So if you look at this, from this low where price starts going higher to this point right here, it's very close to, so if we look at this half as being the buy side and this half being the sell side, and we put the exact middle of this range at the high, look how accurate it looks. It's very close to symmetrical. Now the sell side typically runs faster, and you can see there how it just hit the level. Okay, so now at this point, in my mind, this market maker sell model is complete. Price at this point could go back higher, or it could continue lower. We have to read price and see what price wants to do at this point. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, I'm not seeing any reason why it's not copying here. Slightly irritating. Wish I had this all figured out beforehand. Market, yes. Inner trader. That's I would be if this candle if we had this inversion right here, this fair value gap, if we had a strong candle react, I would go long right there. I would go long and I would target these highs right here. Absolutely. So it's just we have to wait to see what price wants to do. Let's see what our swing. We could go all the way to this gap. So we just went through the 50%. I'd like us to retrace to the 50% level here. So you can see previous day highs been ran. Let's get rid of that. Those highs have been ran. That breaker's done. That low's been hit. Okay, so right here, you can see from on the 15 minute, we have this low to this high. This is our dealing range. This is our current dealing range that we're dealing with. How does price act and react in this dealing range? Well, if we put a Fibonacci tool on that, and that tool gives us our quarters, each quadrant that we have here, and then we have this 50% level. We want to see price come back up to this level before it continues lower or close to that. And we want to see if it overlaps with any other PD arrays that can give us confirmation that price may want to do that. On the 15 minute, I don't see anything. On the 5 minute, I don't see anything other than this fair value gap right here. So this may not happen. We may not see this come back up because I don't see any overlapping PD arrays that are aligning with this 50% level. So we take multiple tools to see if we see overlapping PD arrays to give us an idea of what may happen with price. June 19th, Wednesday. All right, here's midnight open from yesterday or from this morning. So we can see that, even with that, look at the midnight open. This is our midnight open. Price comes below it. 8:30 happens. We hit the breaker and then we expand lower. This would have been a great play to be a part of. I was looking at it in my bed while it was happening, so I didn't do anything with it. I just watched it. I just watched it run without me. That's what I did. Maybe I can type it in. Okay, I think I may have gotten it, guys. I think it just worked. All right, I'm going to do a quick test. All right, it is working. We're getting out. Okay, so it worked. make sure I got everything right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I got it. We are ready to go. Okay. Might have to do a little bit of nimbling around here, but I think we got it. Okay, so right now, the clear and obvious point of interest is this right here. We're looking at that potentially for a long. Okay. And our long would be, it would be something like this. Targeting these highs, that's 13 handles. And our stop loss would be a break below that, which is 14 handles. So it's a fairly big stop loss. So you're going to have, each person has to decide on their own how they want to handle that. But technically, the trade becomes invalid if a close happens below this fair value gap, if we close above it. So this is not a trade yet. We're not in a trade. There's no option, no trade idea here as of yet. We're waiting for a break above. All right, I'm just getting things organized since I had to make these adjustments here. Waiting for that. All right, there we go. All right, got 14 seconds on this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I got in there. Let's see if price wants to hold here. Stop will be moved to break even as soon as we hit that level, or you take profits. One of the two. All right, there's your target. I'm going to take profit on that. All right, so I took profit on that because I had an issue with my copier that I was seeing some things take place that I wasn't sure was. Okay, so but you could move stop to break even. So if you're still in the trade, I was having issues, but your stop would move to be break even right there. And you can even target the next swing high, which would be right here. Okay, so you have to decide where you want to hold till, because I mean you could go up to here too, but price could turn at any moment because it already grabbed a level of liquidity. My setup was looking good to take long, but I didn't get the displacement. I was looking for an entry, so I had to let it run without me. I know, that's the worst. It really is the worst. I feel the pain. Feel that pain. I mean, that's how I felt when it was running up here, and I'm like, oh, I'm not in front of my computer. There's not much you can do. Okay, so I got a 10 handle win on that. So got my accounts positive. They're in the green for the day. Great. Let's do that. Let's add that. Okay, we're not done for the day. I think we're gonna have a good trading day. I think we're gonna have some good action. So I'm not long. We took this long, but I'm not bullish on the day. I'm bearish. Okay, so I'm bearish on the day. I really want to see lower prices. Okay, so target wise, I'm trying to figure. I'm looking at this model here. I want to figure out where my retracement. So we had our first level here. Okay. All right, I think that's what I want. Okay, so here's my bearish order block. I want to see price come up into this level. So I think we could be bullish until we hit this level. I really wanted to see it hit this level right here. This would make this level, so this is a short-term swing high. I want to see the short-term swing high hit to create an intermediate swing high, and from there we could have a move lower. Or from there we may make another short-term swing high and then move lower. So idea-wise on my end, what I'm looking at is we have this low here. We come up, we do something like this. We do that, we come down, do something like that, and we start moving lower. That's what I'd want price to look like. Something in that nature. Obviously, we're probably going to be way out here time-wise just to make it more balanced. But that's kind of what I would want to see as far as structure. Okay. As far as is it going to be this high? I have no idea. We come up with theories that we want to see play out, and then we look for supporting PD arrays to support that idea. So right now, that's kind of what I'm looking at, and we'll see what happens. But I think we still have some higher. We still could go higher, but we obviously could retrace right here a little bit if price wants to do that. Okay. But as far as the trade goes, we're done on that trade. I got 10 handles and I'm out. That's really what I look for my trades is 10 handles to get in and get out and be done. Now, if I get a nice breaker set up like this one that we missed this morning that was sitting up here, that one would have gave me 20 handles very, very easily and very quickly. If you just look at where this ran, 20 handles, there's 18 handles in 2 minutes. So that would have gave me a lot more. but 10 handles we'll be happy with. Okay? Got to take your wins and get out. Any of you guys take that trade? Give me a 1 if you took that inversion. I know that price is a little bit delayed, so I apologize, but I did give you guys this idea before we actually took the trade, so I'm curious if any of you actually took it. And ultimately, I think long-term wise, I want to move to a Discord for my live streams, but that's going to be later on. Just right now, I don't have the audience to go into a Discord. That's good. That's good. I have an espresso machine. Make myself lattes most mornings, and this one has the right combination of just about everything. Now see how it looks like it wants to go lower, but it's really not moving. You could, if you didn't take profits, you're still in this trade. Break even technically is not there because we got in at the close. So you would have been stopped at break even right there. So your trade would be at break even and I would be out completely because price has a mind of its own. We want to see how it reacts at certain levels. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with price at any given moment. We just know there's certain PD arrays that when price does certain things, we know there's a higher probability that price is going to do A, B, and C. After that happens, we have no clue. We have to take a step back, see what price wants to do, look for our next model or our next signatures in price that show us that price may want to do something that gives us a higher probability that price is going to do A, B, and C. And then we get in hoping that it does A, B, and C. And then after it does that, we get out because we don't know what's going to happen next. Okay. Now, in general, we know that price is going to run from external liquidity to internal liquidity. So from external, so this would be internal. This was external. Okay. So every time price went higher, so we made a low, external liquidity. We go higher, internal liquidity. We run lower, breaking the low that we recently ran before, and we're looking at the other side. So see this low right here? We ran this low right here, external liquidity. After we ran that external liquidity, what did we do? We ran up and we rebalanced internal liquidity. Grabbed internal liquidity, meaning internal of this leg right here or this entire leg. Then what did we do? We ran lower. And then we ran even lower, ultimately grabbing this very high level of external liquidity in the form of equal lows. Okay? So now we have our new dealing range that we're working with. A smaller dealing range. We have our bigger dealing range from this low to this high. But now we have a dealing range from this high to this low that we can also pull a level on to see what kind of retracement we may see before we see a continuation. So here's 50%. Now I like that. That is nice. Okay? Look what I just did. Okay? I just pulled a 50% retracement tool. Let me highlight this here. Hang on. I want to see if price is going to come down anymore. Okay. So let me continue here. So from this high from all-time highs to the low we just recently made, we have our equilibrium. Okay, this is equilibrium. EQ. Okay? Equilibrium is sitting where? Let's just look at this chart right here. This is the 5-minute chart. This is the 15-minute chart. It's sitting in between, right below this order bearish or 15-minute bearish order block and a fair value gap. I really like that. So this is a very nice level that I like, that I personally, as of right now, really want price to come up and hit. Because if it does come up and hit that, it's a signature in price for me that tells me, hey, price probably is going to move lower again. Why is it going to move lower again? Why would it move lower again? Do you guys know why? It would move lower because, one, we have an order block. Bearish 15-minute order block, a high probability order block because there's a fair value gap immediately after it. See the fair value gap? Let me zoom in. Fair value gap right there. Okay? Reason number 2 is we have a fair value gap sitting right here as well. Reason number 3, equilibrium is sitting right in the middle of that fair value gap. Reason number 4, we have an inversion gap right here that price may come up into. Price may come up into, find resistance here, wick up into these levels, and then reject, closing back into this inversion gap. That's another idea, okay? These are all scenarios, and the last one is, if you look on the left side of the curve, this is an accumulation block. Accumulation for it to go higher. We take the low, we expand that across. Where does it land? Right in the middle, right in that fair value gap as well. So I see several overlapping PD arrays here that makes my attention drawn to this area. Now, I want to be clear. This does not mean price is going to go back to this level. This means I want price to go back to this level because I have an idea, and if this idea takes place, I'm going to execute on it. Okay? Now, there's other factors as far as how fast price is moving, yada, yada, yada. All those things matter, but those are all overlapping PD arrays that give me confidence that if it comes back up to that level, I would want to take that. Now, we're not there right now. We are not up there. We're down here. So we have to watch price down here and see if there's any other PD arrays in the 1 minute, in the 5 minute, and 15 minute that could support price doing something else. And that's what we're constantly looking for back and forth. And then when we get something that brings high conviction, we execute. We execute on that, get in, get out, take our money, and run. Okay? You do not want to be playing in the market all day. That's just a recipe for losing your money. So there's my little rant. There's my quick tip of the day. I'm thinking of wanting to do some segments throughout the trading stream. You know, like a quick tip or, you know, some type of daily joke, daily analysis, maybe reviewing past trades of people that are watching. If you think that would be enjoyable, drop your thoughts in the comments on what you would like to see during the stream outside of just the given price analysis, talking through price, talking through what we're specifically looking at. That's going to be done throughout. But as price is, you know, consolidating, or, you know, we haven't seen really any movement and we're waiting for price to do something, I want to be able to talk about something, have a conversation with you guys about something. So that's kind of my idea right now, that I think I would like to do. So drop your ideas in the comments of what kind of segments you would want to see during a live stream. Now, we have no reason why we need to go back down here, okay? There's no reason. However, we could if we are really heavy, okay? We just need to see and how price wants to react here, okay? Yeah, I really want this high to be broken. I really want this to be broken. I really would like, I need to star this one because I use this one more than I thought. Okay, there we go. I really want to see price do this. I really want it to do that. That's really what I would love to see, guys. That's the structure I would love to see happen. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, Tyler, there's an inversion right here. Should I take that one? It's a lower probability inversion because we don't know if price wants to go back up to these levels, right? Maybe it does. I want it to. Does it have to? No. But we're not redelivering from anything. Now, this inversion right here broke this level right here. It broke this level right here. This was equal lows. We broke these equal lows, and then we started being aggressive the other direction. And as soon as we closed, we went above this high. And what did we do after we grabbed that liquidity? We turned back around. So right now, there's no reason that we're not redelivering from a sweep of liquidity. We could just see lower prices right away. Now, this is a trade idea. We grab liquidity, but I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this one right now. Because we already grabbed a major level. There's no reason why it needs to go back down here. So we're going to play this out. I'm not taking the trade, but I want to see what happens right here. We just closed. A close above this level right there means a trade invalidation. Let's see what happens with price. Right? But we just swept these equal lows here. So technically there's no reason for us to grab this liquidity yet. We might not want to go down there right now. So let's see what happens on this 2-minute if we close above this inversion gap or not. Okay? So you just can't take every single inversion that happens. You have to have a bias and a narrative on why this inversion will work out. Okay? This inversion, technically we would have to hold it to here. So that hasn't worked out yet. And this inversion, you wouldn't want to take this inversion because we have this inversion right here because we have another fair value gap right here. So this is the inversion that you'd only want to take. But these are low probability lows because we already swept a major level right here. So let me write on here, just equal lows. Okay, so those are our equal lows. We swept those, and now I don't see a reason why we need to go here. It's a lower probability trade. I'm not going to take that. Okay, 12 seconds left. Let's see if we close above it. Trade is still active. It closed within that. Now you would have to wait another 2 minutes. Let's go down to the 1 minute, see if there's a fair value gap there. So there is no fair value gap on the 1 minute. So you only have the 2 minute to deal with. To me, this is, if we start running, I mean, I'm probably putting a hard stop at 10 handles for something like this. Okay? So that's going to be my hard stop 10 handles because I have to wait a whole 2 minutes. And if price decides to start running, it got 2 minutes of runtime before before I can close with a close above that level. So I would put a hard stop at 10. We want to see if this is going to be invalidated because this is a low probability low. This is called price reading. This is the stuff you should be doing every day. Hey. So what does this mean if it does happen? It means we're really heavy and our downside move is not quite done yet. Or maybe it's faking out and it's not going to grab this level. We don't know. But for this trade to be, you can either take a solid 10 handles. If you were to take 10 handles, you would be out and you'd be done. Okay? If you're waiting for the draw on liquidity or waiting for the low to be ran, well, you still have 10 handles to go. And there is how many more? And we're about to start a new 2-minute candle. Okay? So technically this trade is still valid. And you have to decide at what point in time do I want to move my stop loss to break even, right? Because I see this as a low probability. I probably, with 10 handles in the books, I probably would move my stop to break even just to protect myself from an aggressive move higher, okay? That's what I would want to protect myself. We're in the green right now. I want to stay in the green. I never want to go 10 handles in the green and then it go against me, and then it goes against me 10 handles. That's the worst feeling in the world, okay? So if I'm doing this, my stop is now at break even, and I'm hoping I'm either taking profits at 10 handles, taking some size off at 10 handles, and holding for the low. Those are your options. So I'm not in this trade, but I'm still talking it through. And the reason I didn't take this trade is I saw this low as not a high probability low to target because we already swept these equal lows, but we still could hit them. I just didn't want to take it. But I can still talk through it to come up with an idea if the scenario happens again. What ways could I handle this, and does it work out in my favor if I'm being smart with my risk, okay? So to me, moving stop to break even is very smart to do because I think these are low probability. It still could run, but we just don't know. We already grabbed, let's go to the 1 hour. I want to see the 1 hour here. Let's get rid of some of this other stuff. All right, so it looks like we may hit that target. All right, there's your target. Hit 21 handles. We managed our risk properly by moving our stop to break even in case we got an explosion higher. And let's see what happens here. If it's just gonna wick below it and go higher, or if we're gonna get a heavy move lower. Okay, so I would say that's a sweep of this level so far with a nice large retracement. Let's see if it really wants to move. So we have this new day opening gap. I think those are irrelevant. We're gonna just delete those. Okay, so price does look still heavy, guys. Price is still heavy. We have nothing for the 1 hour. We just got nothing. The next target is here for the 1 hour. So let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this move that I missed, that I didn't take. Now that I had my analysis, I made an assessment, and from this point, I would say I think I was wrong. I was wrong on how heavy it was. So what should I do with that information? Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is go back. Okay, did I miss something in the charts that I could have looked at to give me confidence to take this play? And I found it. This is part of the learning curve for me, okay? And that learning curve is right here, okay? On a market maker, it looks really good on the 15-minute, so let me zoom in. On the market maker models, where you have high and a downside, so you have the accumulation period, you have the smart money reversal, and you have the distribution phase going down. What you'll see is when price runs lower and when you see retracements on the distribution side, so when price comes lower and then it comes back up, so when price runs lower and then it retraces, these retracements right here will run into reaccumulation zones here. So the down moves on the buy side of the curve, you will see price run up into those here. And that is what I missed. Price came back up into this reaccumulation area. So we target this low right here and we drag it all the way across. So this is our reaccumulation. This is the buy side reaccumulation. Right there. Okay. And we can see that right here. Here's the buy side reaccumulation. And look where, oh, that's horrible spelling. And look where that buy side reaccumulation came into. It came into right here. Right there. See that? It came into that level there, found resistance, and it moved lower. Well, I did not look to the left. I missed that. I was so focused on this deeper retracement that I missed that opportunity. So this is what we do as traders, is we watch price action, we make assumptions, we either take it or don't, and then we evaluate our idea and why it worked or why it didn't work. In this case, it didn't work because I missed something that I should have noted here was on the buy side reaccumulation right here and drag that all the way across to the sell side, to the distribution side of the curve. and price comes up, hits that level nicely, and expands lower aggressively. Missed opportunity. As you trade more and more and you become more familiar with the charts and with the patterns of the charts, you're going to be able to recognize these more. I didn't even recognize it. So I'm still on my journey as a trader and plan on getting better and better. But this was a missed opportunity in my book. And I think why is because this point right here was my exit. This was the exit of my trade. I'm literally pointing at where I got out of my trade. So I took this inversion long to the swing high, and I got out as soon as it hit the buy side reaccumulation level, which I didn't have on my charts before. And at that point, I'm sitting, chilling, having a good time, and I missed this analysis for a continuation lower. That's what happened. Sucks. But I'm green. Sucks, but I'm green. Let's do some more fun analysis and let's see of all the ways that price is moving. So if we go, this right here is a manipulation leg. Watch this. I bet you it's going to work. It just always does. All right. So how far could this run? Well, let's see. We take the last manipulation leg higher and we throw a standard deviation on it. This is ICT, ICT 101. And then we do extensions. We do target fibs. Now, this is our extensions in the works. We want to look at 2.5. 2.5 is right here. Where is price at? How far did price run at 2.5? Boom. Wouldn't you know it? Price ran to 2.5 standard deviations from the manipulation leg. This manipulation leg is our measuring tool to find out how far price could run. There it is. Could it run lower? 100%. But we're just looking for targets on where price could run to give us confidence that price may move. Now, if I saw this reaccumulation and that was in the forefront of my mind and I had this up here, obviously so many things that we can consider. And I was focused just on this short-term inversion model running up to these highs to grab 10 handles. Okay? Price could ultimately, I think ultimately we're going to run all the way to 4, which is your expansion levels will run to 4. Expansions will run to 4, and guess what it's overlapping with? The consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap. I think we'll get a retracement before this happens, but that makes sense there, John. That makes sense. The hardest thing for traders, I think, and I'm just talking because what I'm sharing are things that emotionally connect with me because I've struggled with it so much, is when you see a trade, when you see this type of move right here, you see all of this price action, you're like, oh man, I'm feeling major FOMO. Your ability to let it go and walk away, either get off the charts or wait for a real honest setup, that is a skill set to die for. And it comes with time. Past your account. Awesome. 1 hour swing low that was just hit is the equilibrium of the weekly range as well. So weekly range, let's check that out. We got time. Oh, so you pulled a fib on this and did quarters. And that would be right here. So you're saying that the swing, 1 hour swing low, there's your 50% level. Yep. Comes back to around that level. We just hit that swing low. So this tells me we are definitely bullish or bearish on the day. This candle and breaking these lows is definitely we're going to see some lower prices. And honestly, we should. We've freaking just been exploding higher, man. But let's see if we have anything else here. Oh, we got a 1 minute long right here. That's a 1 minute long. John, you can't distract me like that. I missed it. Missed it. I'm just kidding. That's all right. No worries. It'll come back down. There'll be another setup. But that's really pretty. We hit the daily fair value gap. Look how we did that. We hit the daily, and then we reversed right away. Oh my gosh. Let's see how many points that is. Let's make the pain hurt even more. There would have been your entry. That right there would have been 13 handles with 0 drawdown. Well, 3 ticks of drawdown. Holy macaroni. Oh, that sucks. Remember how I was just talking about this move lower and having to be able to not get FOMO? Well, I'm feeling that right here, my friends. Oh, that would have been nice. That would have been a nice 10-handle move. In and out, baby. All right, stop would be hit right there. Stop would have been break even if you were trying to hold that. Trade now is over for this inversion. We have this. Let's see. Do we have a reason to go higher? I need this higher time frame conviction here. All right, give me a second. I need to do some analysis in my brain. Are you talking about the 1025 candle? John, was 1025 inversed? Or was there an SMT on the 1025, 1024 candle? Because that looks aggressive. Three minutes left on the 15-minute. 5-minute. Yeah, I think we could go up from here. I think I'm bullish from right here. 1 hour SMT. It's the hourly NQ low I mentioned. Yes, taking the Asia lows from yesterday. Got it. This is going to be a propulsion block right here, most likely. Propulsion block hitting this order block right here means this candle more than likely will have a nice expansion higher. If it doesn't, that means this is not a propulsion block, right? So you don't know until this candle explodes higher or doesn't. So it could dig deeper into this order block, or it may just touch it like this and then explode higher. I kind of want to get in right here for a little pop. Oh man, you're gonna run against me on that pop? It made equal highs exactly. There it is. All right, out. So that was a little momentum play. Stopped right before there. I mean, it was just too obvious that we were probably going to hit that. So I'll take a little quick scalp on that. Now my next long that I really want to have happen would be a purge of that low within this fair value gap sitting right here, and then take a long from there on an inversion play, or just do a turtle soup type play for the long. So that was that was only a 5-handle move, a little less than 5 handles. I mean, it was really small. But when I have that copied on like 7 different accounts, it adds up. So I'm okay with small scalps. High probability small scalps. I don't do that all the time, but when it's obvious like that, I mean, look at this giant of a candle after we ran and tagged fair value gap here. It just, and then it stops right before it. You better believe I'm going to get in that. I mean, it's going to hit that high. You don't have a giant candle like that for it to just turn around real quick. It will hit liquidity and then turn around. It's 9:30, or excuse me, it's 10:30. I want to wait till 10:45 to 9:15 for the macro, and I'm going to see if we get some type of nice dip with a push higher. Now that we really have a bounce, let's see where the 50% is. 50% is sitting right there. Wait, where is it? Right there. There's 50%. Here's this move right here. From this high to this low. Let's see what happens when it hits this 50% level. Wow, that's hot. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining us. Right now, we're 2 for 2 on the day. We took an inversion to the upside earlier, right over here. We played the inversion to this high right here for 10 handles. We missed this inversion right here. But after this giant green candle here, I got in on a little bit of a retracement to play this break of this liquidity right here. So 2 for 2. I'm up about 15 handles on the day. No, more like 12 and a half handles. I think is closer to it. Yeah, 12 and a half handles, I'd say. And that's distributed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different accounts. So 10 handles on 8 different accounts. That's as if I was doing 8 contracts instead of copying it. I copy on 8 different accounts. It's a psychology thing. The reason why I copy and just don't do one account, because you could do an Apex. By the way, Apex has a new deal going on, 80% off on all of their accounts, and I believe it's 85% for lifetime activation. So after you pass your Apex account or your eval account, your your lifetime fee is only $85. So if you haven't got any, you can check those out. The code's at the top of the screen. Doesn't cost you any extra or anything like that, but helps me out a little bit. But what I was saying, here's why I use funded accounts instead of my personal account, which I have a personal account, but I rarely trade it. And the reason for that is which one, here's a question for you. I have a question. I wonder if I can do polls. Can I do polls? I don't think I can do. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. There we go. All right, I'm going to put a poll in here. All right, so let's put this here, A, B. Let's see. All right, so would you rather have 8 accounts trading one contract, or would you rather have one account trading 8 contracts? Okay, it should be there in the poll. Let me know your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think, and I'll tell you why I do what I do. So 8 accounts trading one contract, or would you rather have one account trading 8 contracts? Okay. Come on, guys. You can hit one of the A or B. 8 accounts trading one contract, or one account trading 8 contracts. Right now we're waiting for price. Price finally hit the 50% level. 50% level has been hit, and now we are just wanting to see if we see any formation for an entry model. Okay, so nobody wants to take the poll. All right, well, let me tell you the difference between 8 contracts, 8 accounts or 8 contracts. It is 100% a psychology conversation. It's a psychology issue. Because if you're trading one contract with 8 accounts, if price goes up by 1 point, you are now up $160. If it goes up 1 point. If it goes down 1 point, you're down $160. That's if you were to do one account with 8 contracts. Now, if you do 8 accounts with one contract, it's completely different. If you have one account that you're trading that's copied to 8 different accounts, to 7 different accounts, you now, if your price goes up by 1 tick or by 1 handle, it's only up $20. And if it goes down a point, you're only down $20 on that one contract, but copied on 8 different accounts. But what you see is you're only down by $20 compared to seeing that you're down $160. So psychologically, even though it's the same thing, money-wise, it affects you emotionally in a different way that gives you the confidence or allows you to have that ability to stick in the trade, to stick it out, to stick to your rules and not just get emotional and see that you're down $160, or let's say it's 10 points. If you're down 10 handles, that's $1,600. Or it's just $200 on 8 different accounts. But it affects you different. So this is why I trade multiple accounts. And I think what Apex, their value proposition, I think is huge. If I was to do my cash account, and I meant if I lose $200 on my cash account, I lose $200. If I lose $200 on my Apex account, I'm losing nothing of my own real money. I think there's a lot of value in that. So if you like that idea, consider grabbing that link at the top for 80% off Apex. But that's kind of why I've decided to go this way. All right, so we got 2 people fill it out. InterTrader, great to have you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, that may be the case, Matt. I've seen so many other things happen. There's going to be people that put out hate on everybody, but I've seen so many other funded or firms go under, and Apex has been they've been paying out the most. So I mean, while I do agree that people have complained and are saying things about Apex in regards to like not getting any payouts, but if you want to play with Apex, you got to play by the rules. And I'm willing to play by Apex's rules because I think the value proposition is much greater than having to deal with a couple extra rules. And at the end of the day, I think the rules Apex requires makes me a better trader. I think it makes me a better trader overall. And that's why I think I like that. Now, if I was concerned that Apex was going to go under or not have the liquidity to pay out, I probably wouldn't trade them. And I don't think there's any way for anybody to really know if Apex is going to go under or any other funded firm is going to go under. There's no way to really know. I mean, you potentially could see the writing on the wall for some of these other companies, but if you're gonna use funded accounts, you got to play by the rules. And I'm willing to play by the rules because I think the value proposition is there. But besides the point, Matt, if you want to message me, feel free to find me on X. My handle is at TradingJesus7, I believe. Let me see. What is my handle? I don't even know. Jesus Trades, the number 7. At Jesus Trades, the number 7. I'll put it in the chat. And you can message me, comment on any of my posts there. That would be the best place to connect with me. Yeah, I'm open to hear the story. Send me a message there. Is price going lower? I think so, but not yet. I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. I think we need to do some retracements first. I'm not on Telegram. There's just so many different platforms that you could use. Right now I'm on X and YouTube, and there will be a time where I do have a private Discord. That's basically just me and my brother, who also does trading. but I will be at some point opening that Discord to other people when the time's right. The time's not right yet. But look at I want you to note something though. Who is this? Ayush. Look at this. Look at the fib tool. We went 50%, and look what happened once we hit that 50% level. We haven't moved above that level. We haven't moved above that level. We haven't even closed above. We just wicked above it. That is a signature in price that could say we could either do one of two things: consolidate more, or we could see a little bit of a move lower. I mean, we may see price come all the way back down to here and not break these lows and then continue higher. That's an absolute possibility. Yeah, that's equilibrium. The 50% level, it's equilibrium from what? It's equilibrium of this leg. From this high to this low, this is equilibrium. That's how price moves. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. We don't know if it wants to move lower. Why? Because we've already hit a major daily target. What is that target? Let's remove that. It's this previous day low. Right there. There's the previous day low. So there's the previous day low right there, okay? And then that previous day low also enters us into a very large daily fair value gap. Now what you could do is you could take this level here and you could break these down into quarters. Let's see here. Do we have that? Can you see it? All right. So here's the quarters broken down. So price is going to react in these levels of this fair value gap in different ways. So we could see price come down and mess around in this first quadrant, then move to the second quadrant. But I think ultimately, I don't think we're going any lower than this second quadrant, or it's going to stay in the top half of this fair value gap, which is what we would call premium. But we just don't know how price is going to react right now. We just are looking for a setup. If I get a bearish setup here, if I get a breaker, I would take this to go lower. Do I think price is going to go lower? I don't know. But it has the structure to go lower. But we also did hit a major level lower, so it doesn't have to go lower. So that's when you have to stay out. When it's 50-50, you stay out. 50-50 means if it has a 50% chance of going up or 50% chance of going lower, you wait for more confirmation. Okay? I would like to see this low ran or this low ran. One of the two. And I want to see how it reacts to after running each of these lows. That's the next thing. Because I want to see, I think that it may have some desire to go higher. I could be wrong. So I want to see how it reacts at these levels first before it goes higher. And it may go higher without grabbing these lows. Well, that's great for a short later on. So this inversion right here, I would not take. Okay, why? Because we haven't grabbed liquidity. It's a lower probability inversion, which could work, but I'm just not going to take it. I mean, it's a B plus setup. That's what it would be. I'm interested in A plus setups. B plus still works. B pluses still win, but it's just lower probability. Instead of, let's say, 90%, maybe it's 80%. All right, so there's the close. Target would be right there to break even. All right, so there is your break-even point. So this trade did work out. You either are taking profit at 8 handles or you move your stop to break even. I'm not taking it because it's not part of my it's not part of my setup. It's not part of the setup that I would want to take. I want to see these lows grabbed before I would take a long like that. So because it's outside of my rules, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be less likely to take it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to take it. Sometimes I have taken those, but I'm already up on the day. I don't want to risk my capital on a B plus setup, so I'd rather wait for an A plus setup. So there's your stop to break even. Okay, so stop was hit at break even, and that trade's now idea is over. So you either got 8 handles or you got stopped out at break even. My minimum target is 10 handles, unless I'm doing a play where I'm just grabbing it right from the liquidity, then I'll take it. So this play would have been an 8 handle win, and you'd close part of your position or all of your position. So this is a 4 hour, so let's go down to the 5 minute. I think we should have 5 minute structure starting to form. All right, so we're just waiting. We're in the macro period time. This is where interesting things can happen. And so we want to see what price wants to do at this point. Oh. What is a macro? A macro is a time period at the top and bottom of every hour, 15 minutes before to 15 minutes after. Those are high probability times price will run instead of do fake out moves. So if I get a setup during that time, there's a higher probability that it could actually play out. So right now I see a high, low, higher high formed. And this is all around the 50% level. 50% level of this high to this low. 50% is sitting about right here. So I'm watching to see if price wants to be aggressive lower for a short. However, I think we probably still have some move the other direction. So I do see a breaker to the downside, and I'm also looking for a move to the upside. The only move we had was this 1050 fair value gap or inversion, which played out for 8 points and then would have been stopped out right here. You could have played the test back into this 1 minute fair value gap here and played this expansion. That's not one of my models, but that would have been an opportunity. That would have been your silver bullet play from ICT. In fact, it was your only fair value gap that was within that hour that, well, you could have done this one here. But I was really waiting for a purge on liquidity first. That's really what I wanted. And we still haven't gotten that purge. So I still think we'll have some type of spike lower to grab this short-term low or this short-term low. That's what I'm looking at. These swing lows are short-term lows. I want to see an intermediate term low run these short-term lows for a move higher. So I think we still have, while we could keep pushing up, I think we're going to get an aggressive move lower below this level here or this level here. And then I want to see price react after stabbing through these to see, are we going to find support and move higher, or are we just going to want to be super heavy and run lower? So I'm willing to look for opportunities both ways. And remember, guys, your goal is to get 10 handles. I mean, at least for me. If you're on my stream, I'm talking about what my goal is. My goal is to get 10 handles. If I can get 10 handles, I'm happy with it. So 10 handles for that. If I have to wait an hour for that easy base hit, I'm going to take it. I'll take it. If I have to wait 2 hours for it, I'll do that, because, I mean, one contract on 8 accounts, my friends, is $200, or is $1,600 on 8 accounts. $1,600. 10 handles. That's all you need. Good morning, Raul. Glad to see you. Hopefully you had a good day, holiday. I guess nobody really celebrates. At least it was a holiday on my end. I'm pretty sure most people here are not in the States, if I remember correctly. If you want to connect with me outside of our live streams, you can. I dropped in the chat my handle for X. Feel free to grab that and connect with me, hang out with me over there. Yeah, right now I'm just waiting for one. I want to see one of these lows are going to be grabbed. Now, I may take a short to go to these levels, but right now I'm not seeing anything other than just missed opportunities. That's what I see. Missed opportunity. Really, I'm being facetious. The only missed opportunity really was this one here. I was looking at the charts, a higher time frame chart, and looking at something, and instead of paying attention after we came into this fair value gap. I was looking at other stuff, and in 2 candles, it inversed this fair value gap right here. And that was a trade to run this high right here. I mean, it was beautiful. That would have been beautiful. That was really the only opportunity that was really missed. Overall, though, 2 for 2 on the day, up 15 handles. And I'm waiting for the perfect setup. That's really what I'm waiting for. I'm willing to wait for that perfect setup and not take unnecessary, high risk, low probability trades. I've just learned that those are better than the high risk ones. I mean, I remember when I would try to grab this. Oh, no, we're running without me. Oh, I missed this opportunity. I'm going to try to get in here. Oh, it went higher. Okay, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to take that real quick. Then, oh, it's still going. Okay, I'm going to try to get in. Oh, it's going down. Get out. I mean, it's just an emotional roller coaster. I'm not going to do that. And you shouldn't either. Honestly, you shouldn't. It's the hardest thing to teach because it requires so much discipline that the only way that I've learned this, and honestly still am learning, because everybody has their weak moments, and I've had those weak moments where you're just like, oh, I missed it. I'm getting FOMO. I'm going to get in. Oh, I'm just going to try this. Oh, I know how to do it. But the only reason I've become able to have the self-discipline of not doing that is because I have lost so many times. I remember how many times I felt like crap trading this. Bro, I'm just saying, I know what it feels like. I mean, it's extremely hard, but this is what I keep telling myself. My last bad I think it happened 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I mean, because I trade after stream as well. I mean, I trade during my stream and then I wait for setups afterwards. And there was one day we're at all-time highs and I was like, oh, we're going to reverse. We're going to reverse. We're going to reverse. I mean, there's no way we can just explode higher. And I have no idea why I was thinking that. I'm like, you don't try to top all-time highs. And I kept trying to do it. And then I'm down. Now it's like, okay, I need to get that back and I need to try to make up for it. I ended up blowing because I was only doing one account, but I ended up blowing that one account because I decided to not follow my rules. And that was about 2.5 weeks ago. But because of those moments, I remember how crappy. Oh man, it feels horrible. And all of you watching this stream know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, you haven't been trading long enough. If you don't, you're lying to yourself. I mean, every person has experienced that gut-wrenching feeling of loss and this feeling of revenge, wanting to try to get it back, and then you go on tilt and then you make more losses. I just have had that so many times in the past that I'm now coming to the logical explanation that I want to avoid that, and to avoid that, I need to stay away from this crap. Don't try to chase this. Don't run after it. Wait for your setup. Be patient. It is the hardest thing to learn, and nobody can teach you how to do it. You have to learn it yourself. If there is a tool, I mean, out of everything that I've learned over the 2 years of trading that I've been doing, and mostly in the last year, 14 months, that hands down, biggest and most valuable lesson you can learn. No doubt. Trading is the hardest and easiest way to make money. It's true. I mean, to sit here and click a button, from an outsider, they're like, you can do this, I can do it. Sure you can. give yourself a year and a half of emotional toil trying to manage your own emotions and your own self and following your own rules without any overhead, without any consequences of people getting on you or a boss saying, hey, you're not doing your job, you're fired, right? When you are responsible for yourself, man, whoo, it is tough to follow your own rules. I mean, how many times have you made it a goal? Well, Tyler, you're going to go to bed at 10:30. That's your goal. I'm going to keep to it. I'm going to go to bed at 10:30 so I can get up at a decent time. And what do? It's 10:30. I'm not really tired. Not following my own rules that I'm setting for myself. Oh, I'm going to get out when it hits this high. I'm going to get out if it hits my stop loss. Oh no, it just wicked below my stop loss. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see if it wants to go back up, and then you get more losses. I mean, it's being able to control yourself, beat your own body and submit. That's what the Bible even talks about it. It says to run the race set before you. It's talking about living for Christ. And he says that athletes run the race set before them and they beat their body telling it what to do. You have to tell your body what to do. Beat it into submission and tell your body, hey, I'm in control of my body. I'm not my body or my emotions aren't in control of me. I'm going to tell my body what to do. So it is, when you can master that, my friends, you will see a turn. You're more at peace. Like, I'm not feeling anxious. I'm not feeling worried. I feel, man, I'm just hanging out because I'm not trying to catch this move. I'm just waiting for that perfect setup. And when that perfect setup comes up and I'm in front of my screen and I'm paying attention, I'm going to put risk on the table and then I'm going to get in and get out. That's how I've been handling this. So, well, that move into the daily fair value gap has proven to be a decent move. I still think we're going to get some type of retracement. I see this high, lower high, or high, low, higher high. If we get a strong displacement here, this could be a nice short-term breaker. Let's look at the 5-minute. What do we got for structure-wise? So see how who asked me about the macro? Who asked me about the macro? Ayush, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Ayush, this is the macro. So 1047, 1045, and between 1045 and 1050, we have this stab lower. Now, if this would have grabbed this level right here, I would have been in this trade, okay? But it didn't. So what did it do? It came down and then it exploded and it's running. It's running. During macro times, you will see price running. It moves, okay? Your setups also form. The setup was right here. The setup was here. It formed, okay? That was the setup right there. Your second opportunity was when price came back into this level here, because this was a high, low, high, lower, low. So your breaker would have been right there. But why didn't I take it? Because we didn't sweep any liquidity. So opportunity missed, and that's okay. Here we go. So 5-minute, we just stabbed into the last 5-minute fair value gap sitting right here. So 5-minute fair value gap. Did we grab that liquidity there? We did not. We did not run these tiny equal highs, which is totally fine. So now that we grab this last level of liquidity, is there any on the 1-minute? There's nothing on the 1-minute, okay? Nothing that hasn't been stabbed into or used already. So this is a trade I would potentially take. This is the breaker. That's the breaker I'm looking at. And I would be just doing a quick scalp. a scalp for 10 points. Okay, you have the close of this inversion right here. You could try to play that to the swing low, but that's lower probability. I really want to see a break in market structure. I'm waiting for this level to break and then for it to come back up into this level. That's what I'm looking for. John, going back to your comment, yeah, I'm a local realtor, and I mean I've done well. It's sales. I hate the sales aspect of it, but you know, being a business owner, you have to learn these skill sets as well. But trading by far has magnified those immensely. So I totally understand and agree with you, John. Trading is the hardest personal development thing anybody could ever do. If you really want to become a better person, if you really want to become more disciplined, trade. All right, so if we don't get this, we don't get it. If it makes a higher high here, this trade is gone. We will wait. Let's run a fib from this high, from the top of the move of this morning to the bottom. 50% is still up here, okay? So we may want to come back up to this level here. That's still a possibility. We have to wait and see if price wants to do that or not. That looks really nice. This inversion looks really nice right now that we took. That looks nice. I'm referring to that inversion right there. We came up into it, hit the consequent encroachment of it, and we're moving lower again. Honestly, I think this was the safer play than this one would be if we get this. It's higher up, and we probably could see more of a retracement because we could see just a stab below this, and we could continue higher. But we just have to see how price wants to react to it. So that would have been, I think we probably would have gotten 10 handles out of that. Not quite 10 handles. So that one of, that's not, it didn't actually play out quite yet. This is why I ultimately don't take those. I mean, it visually is very pleasing, if you understand what I'm trying to say. It looks really nice. We see this nice smooth price action higher. We come up into it, we reject it, and a nice move lower would be really nice. That's why it looks nice, but it just hasn't played out yet. The real confirmation that we may be changing the directions or changing the state of delivery is breaking below this level here. That's what we're waiting for. Does price want to move below this level? Because still at this point, we could still see price want to continue to move higher. The macro is now over 11.16. So it doesn't mean I won't take a trade, but the high was made in the macro. So you could see this still play out and just be really what I want to have happen is two things. One or the other during the macro. Either I want the high to be made in the macro or I want my entry to be made in the macro. If the high is in the macro, my entry does not have to be in the macro. I would prefer both to be in the macro. Or you can have the high formed before the macro or before your entry model, and then the entry model shows up in your macro during the macro time. I said macro like 500 times there. It's probably confusing. Sorry. All right, there's our break in market structure. Now we want it to come back up and hit this level. We're not worried if it runs without us. We're not worried if it runs without us. Hey, I got 2 likes, guys. Give me a like if you guys are enjoying the stream. I'd appreciate it. Let's get a few more likes up there. Thank you. Hang on, guys. I got a call to take. Remember this breaker here for the bullish breaker? Ultimately, I want to see it push right through it, but I don't want it to do it without me, right? We want to see, hopefully it didn't happen on the 32nd. I don't think it did. Yeah, nothing there. So we're really looking for price to come back up to this breaker. sitting right here. That's where we want. And then we'll look at a short opportunity there. There's some LRLR right here that price could run through it. We really don't want that to happen. This is why you have a hard stop loss. So it would look something like this. That would be somewhat, that would what the trade would potentially look like. Running for this low here. Ultimately, I think we might go down here, but it may not. Unless this was that right there. That would irritate me if that was the case. Yeah, I'm not counting that. I think we want to go here. That's really where I want to see it. All right, it came back up into the fair value gap. This happens from time to time, guys, where it would not come up all the way here. It will hit that first fair value gap and run. And son of a gun. Do you see what it did there? Can't do anything about it. That was it. That was the move right there, guys. Came back up to that level right there. And it has already ran 16 handles in 1 minute. That was the trade. Now, we still could come back up because we haven't grabbed this low, but it pisses me off. Price will do that from times. It will hit this low instead of the lowest swing low or the lowest down closed candle, which overlapped with this fair value gap. So you could take that risk and take this entry right here and plan on it running up into this level or the body. I don't want to do that. I want it to hit this down closed candle. And because it didn't, I did not take the entry. Okay? I mean, that's just what happened. Son of a gun. I'm really liking the structure. I'm still on here because I'm liking the structure. All right, now that we had a big move lower, I'm not as interested in this level. I'm going to be more cautious about this level. That's just me. Because if price does want to continue higher, here's a short-term low. We've ran that short-term low already. We may not want to run this level or this level, especially after we came up and hit the breaker already. Maybe we do. But I want to see price find resistance here, show me that it doesn't want to move higher, and then I'll get in for the short. But the first stab up into it, I'm probably not going to take it. Just because we've already hit this low here and moved lower already. I don't want to take that risk. I'm already green on the day. I mean, you guys got to understand, you may be in a different scenario than me. Maybe you haven't taken a trade yet and you're willing to take that risk and, go in right here. I'm not, because I'm already green. I want that A+ setup. And it just didn't get, the structure on this is absolutely beautiful. You can't get more precise on that low here. So sometimes it will hit this low and move lower. Sometimes it will, more often than not, it will come back up to this down closed candle. It didn't. It hit this candle. 30 seconds. And if you look at the 30 second, look at the 30 second. This is the lowest down closed candle on the 30 second. So I decided to look at the 1 minute, and I was running my numbers off the 1 minute. I was running my idea off the 1 minute chart. Well, the 30 second chart, guess what it hit to the tick on the lowest down closed candle on the 30 second chart. Perfection. I just wasn't a part of it. Because I was looking at the 1 minute. This is trading. This is trading. And how you as a trader respond to those missed opportunities really talks about your maturity level as a trader, right? Are you going to let this bug you? It bugs me right now, but how do you handle that? Are you going to just, it's going, I'm going to try to get in and take this to this low because I already know it's going to go to this low, so maybe if I get in right here, it's going to go lower. And then it retraces on you 15 handles. You gotta wait. It's the nature of trading. I like these equal lows. I would love for this to go right now higher and leave these equal lows. That would give me more confidence of taking a trade here to these equal lows. Does that make sense? I really want them to leave that right there. I really want them to go higher right now. Because if it leaves those equal lows, it tells me we'll be going back down to them later. So now you as a trader have the option to get in here back on your 30 second or wait for the higher time frame. I'm going to wait for a purge into this fair value gap right here, which is overlapping with that 1 minute. That's what I'm going to look for. You could take this one, but you just got to understand price may want to push up to here and then turn, or price may want to continue higher, right? This is a model that at times fails, especially if price wants to move higher. But this model works a lot of times. So you're never going to have a 100% win rate on a strategy. Even though you see that on YouTube all the time, it's not true. It's a lie. Or in certain scenarios, it may be 100% of the time. You know, for example, maybe it's the first Friday in the month of June that this model always works, and they went back, 15 years for it to work. Well, that's one trade a year. I mean, that was a really outlandish example, but you get the point. Oh, don't go. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. Don't hit those lows. All right. Hit the lows. Man, I'm still on here because price action looks amazing. I mean, the market is moving nice. We're getting very little consolidation. It's why I'm still on. 100% while I'm still on. I mean, look at this. Man, that's just pretty. Why is it pretty? Because this is opportunity. The big one that I'm a little irked about is this one right here. I missed this one. I really want this to come back up and leave these. Yeah, it stabbed through it a little bit, but it's not. Look where it closed. Look where the body closed. Okay? Body closed in this consolidation. and just barely wicked below. I'm going to move this one to right here. I like this on the 5 minutes. A little higher time frame. I think that's where price could eventually run to. All right, we have a little expansion. Good, nice green body. Let's see if we want to go. Come on. All right, if we start seeing this, this could be the beginning of consolidation, guys. We're coming up on noon, and we may just consolidate right here. That's a possibility. Oh, that's a nice candle. If we close green on this candle, that is almost too bullish, if you know what I'm saying. That makes me want to be really careful on what I take here. For those of you joining, we're looking for price to come back up to this level. I'm looking for it to hit this level right here for a potential short opportunity. I'm not taking it immediately when it hits it. You have to watch to see how price reacts with this level. How price reacts to this level is going to be part of the determining factor if you take it or not. So we're watching. Now that we're coming up, well, we still got 25 minutes. This is looking less attractive as time goes on. I really don't like taking trades between 11:45 and noon because I think, from my experience, noon exactly 12:00 is very reactive, and everything the 15 minutes before tends to consolidate. So I'm less interested in taking this right now. I'm thinking out loud. This is helpful for me to process this because I'm seeing signs of consolidation. We're coming up on the lunch hour. I don't think price is going to want to run aggressively before lunch. That's what I've seen. But I may be interested in just taking 10 handles instead of waiting for a giant move. All right, let's see what happens here. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm green on the day, I think I'm going to just do a demo. I'm going to do demo only or an eval. I'm going to make this an eval trade. I'm up on all my accounts. I'm going to close that, and I'm just going to do an eval account. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so this is going to be an eval play only. I'm going to call it quits on my account. I don't want to. I've done this before where I'll risk all my accounts and take those trades. I'm not going to do that. But I will take a demo trade. We're going to see how price reacts to this level. I feel good about that. All right, so what had happened here? We wicked up into this fair value gap. Did we hit that fair value gap? No, we didn't. All right, I'm okay. If you're concerned about it not hitting your level, you can go short on the entry of this fair value gap. This fair value gap is where you could go short, or you could wait for it to hit this level. All these, I like this. I do like all these equal lows there, relatively equal lows. That would be the initial target. Now, if you're thinking, I'm going to chase this, don't. Look at this big red candle. I'm going to get in short. Don't. Don't do it. Mistake. If it runs without you, it runs without you. I've done this too many times where it came almost to my level. It runs really hard runs away from me, thinking that I'm going to miss the trade. I get in right here, and then it goes back up and it hits my level and stops me out. Don't chase it. Wait for the level. By the way, this is not financial advice. I need to get a picture. I need to get a screenshot that I can throw up here. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. I'm not telling you what to do, how to do it, when to get in, when to get out. Capiche? All right, great. We made some more equal lows here. Let's see if we can inverse this small level right here. Let's push up into this level, and that would be our opportunity. We got equal lows here and equal lows here, okay? Now, get ready for consolidation. There's a good chance we may get in our position and it consolidate. That's what you got to be prepared for, because we're 20 minutes before the noon hour, the noon macro. Yes. Yep. What do you need? A trade's about to happen most likely, so give me a little bit, okay? See how it went against us? See how if you were to chase this, you would have been more than likely stopped out? This is why we don't do it. Sorry, guys. I had my kids yelling. All right, we're watching right now. All right, let's see how price closes in 9 seconds. We might look at this as short, but see how aggressive this candle is? This is a price action you don't want to just stab up in here and go short. All right, so we closed here. Let's see what price wants to do. Let's see. I'm going to take one right there. Let's see what price wants to do. Okay, we're in short right here. 10 handles is right here. We're going to target these lows. That's 21 handles. Now, if we start seeing animation where we start wanting to, it just clear, it wants to pump higher, you could cut your stop early. This is why we have to be careful in this area after consolidation like this, because we could see just a pump. Okay? But this is a valid trade. This is a valid trade idea, and it's worth taking the risk on. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I'll take that loss. Okay? This is very scary to get in. I mean, it's very scary because it looks like it wants to go the other direction, and it could, but this is the model. This is the model. We hit 5 minute. We could see more retracement. I really want to see this level down here taken. And I'm willing to put this type of risk, demo risk, on the table because I'm already green on the day, and I don't want to risk a green account. I mean, I'm up 12 and a half handles. I'm happy with 12 and a half handles. I'm going to be done. So this is a demo account, demo play. I'm liking what we're seeing as far as price looking like it wants to go higher still, but I'm liking some of these wicks. Let's just see how, we have to wait to see how these wicks close. There's 45 seconds left on this candle right here. Okay? Even though it's going hard right now, what matters is what does the last 15 seconds look like. See how as we get closer to the end, it's coming back down? That's what I want to see. I want to see that. If we close really big right here, that's something that maybe I want to get out. Maybe I want to get out and cut my losses early because it's showing a bullish candle around my key level. But see how it wicked up and it closed red? That's what we want to see. This is what we want to see. This is a good sign that price could have some animation to the downside. Okay? Your first target is going to be this swing low right here. You can take profit off at this swing low right here, which would be right here. Okay, this is equal lows. That's 13 handles, almost 14 handles. That's a good day. That's a good trade right there. Take it off there and be happy with it. Okay, stop. If you want to, you can also move that to break even to protect yourself. Now that we're up 5 handles, I'm not going to do that quite yet. Because we're around this lunch hour, which it is 50-50 as far as what could happen. We could see consolidation right around here. Okay? I just want to see it hit this. I want to see it hit these equal lows for sure. Now, what I don't like is see how we went really low and we closed and we have a large wick right here. I want this candle, and I need it to close red or at least run this low here. I want it to run this low. That's really what I want to see as far as how order flow. What I don't like is it closing green. We have 30 seconds left, and now it may start, if it starts moving the other direction, we get a big candle, we might need to get out, okay? How is it going to react as we get closer to the end of the 1 minute candle? Right here, you can see the timestamp, 14 seconds left. Okay? We're watching order flow. I like this. I want to see aggression right here closing below this. That's a good sign. I want to see us break that low. Great. I'm glad to see that. That is a great sign of continuation lower. This is like an immediate rebalance. Okay, we rebalance this. We should not go back above this level. Okay, if we do, there's a chance that it may want to continue higher. So putting your stop to break even is not a bad idea right here. I'm going to move my stop to break even. After these two candles, I do not want it to see it go back up. That would be against order flow in my mind. And if it's going to do that, it's probably going to run completely the other direction. Okay? So let's see. I'm going to put my target right here. We're going to just run for that. Let's see if it hits. Okay? There's 50. There it is. 56 handles, right? 56 ticks, I should say. All right. Now, what happens after we grab these lows? We get a little more animated. Let's see if it wants to hit those right here. Okay. This is what I'm talking about, my friends. This is the exciting stuff. Woo! Yeah, it was a demo trade, but I'm excited. That's why I love seeing this play out. There it is. There's your target. Oh, well, I mean, you can wait for this low right here, but let's see if it hits, baby. Come on. If you guys saw that trade, give me a thumbs up. Come on, give me a thumbs up for that one. That was great. We were talking through that. That was beautiful. That was nice. Let's see if we get this. Let's see if we can get this last low. Huh? Are we going to get it? There it is. 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 Okay. So we took that breaker. We waited for this entry. Guys, I mean, this was a great last, what was that? 30 minutes. This is a great last 30 minutes. A lot of lessons learned in this last 30 minutes. I mean, I hope you guys like that. That was great. That was great. Ultimately, I want to see this low taken. Okay? I want to see that low taken. Why? Because this is a short-term low. I really want this short-term low stabbed through, and then we can continue higher. It could just go lower, but I want this level stabbed through. I've been on almost 3 hours, man. That was great. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Fantastico. All right, there's a stab right there. That's what I wanted to see. Now, I don't think this was the minimum level I wanted it to stab through. We could go all the way down to this level here. Oh man. Seeing this play through and talking this out loud is helping me tremendously. I probably would have, next time I see something like this, I'm probably doing all my contracts. I mean, I probably won't just do a demo account. But either way, that was a nice win. That got me up 300. So on this account, I'm up $550. That's all you need, guys. I mean, that's it. Okay, let's see if we get some resistance at this level here, or if we just punch right through it. Because of how animated this was through this level, I think we might have some lower prices to go. But let's just see. Let's go down to the 30 second. Okay, no opportunities here. There's too many fair value gaps for us to look at that as an opportunity. High, low, higher, high. We have another breaker right here. So a breaker with a breaker. Market maker sell model? Yeah. Yes, but we also have to remember, I don't think we're going to these lows. So it could be a smaller market maker sell model. I think the lowest we'll go is to this level here. That's my impression. I think that's my impression. Obviously, we could go all the way down to the consequent encroachment of the daily time frame. Um, maybe this is a little too deep for that next short, right? But this would be an inversion right here you could play. If we inverse this based on this resistance and this right here, that would be worth a shot, I think. But if we do want to go higher, this won't be broken. If we have higher prices to come, this won't be broken. So we just need to figure out what the bias is. The bias, technically the target's been hit and we could continue to move higher, right? That's the idea there. So this would have been a inversion right there. Let's see if price wants to move lower or higher. If this invalidates this, that's a good sign that we may see some higher prices, maybe up to here for that. I honestly, this is what I think I want to do. I think I'd rather play this to the upside. I mean, we got a giant green candle right here. I don't think we're going to break that right now. I will play this inversion right here to the upside. I'll play this. If we break that, I'm going to get in still on an eval account only. This is what I'm looking for right here. Target 6 handles. So it's really small, but I think with this large candle here, we could at least get that. It just depends if we close above it or not. Ultimately, Matt, I think you're right. I'm wanting this to be hit. That's why I have this on here. I wanted this breaker to be hit for another entry short. So if we start going down now, that means we're really heavy and we're getting there faster than we thought. This is great price action, though, guys. This is the kind of price action that you want to stay on the charts for and learn, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this structure does look really bearish. I mean, structure looks like a beautiful market maker sell model. So if you're in the trade here and you're still holding, I would still be holding. I would have taken some size off for sure. Okay, noon's about to happen. 47 seconds before noon. This candle is going to be either amazing or amazing or horrible, depending on what direction you want to go. 12 seconds. Let's see, because there's no reason it's not gonna it's gonna move. It's probably gonna wick. Let's see what happens. 6 seconds. If we do not break below this low in the next few minutes, if we don't break below it, I think we have some upside. We really want to see how price handles this. Yeah, I would say, Matt, if it's not playing out in the next 10 minutes, I would consolidate your trade. All right, we're watching this low. Does this low want to get broken? What? I'm on a call. Yes. No, but you won't do anything else. Again, this intermediate term low needs to be broken if we're going to run for this level here. And if we don't break this, this will be a short-term low here, and we could see some higher prices. There's not a single fair value gap. There's a fair value gap on the 3-minute. 30-second, we have one right here as well. Let's see. Price has to do something here. Is it going to break it? I have no idea, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out what chart I want, guys. I'm trying to figure out. I think I'm going to stick with a 30-second. I think I'm going to stick with a 30-second, and if we inverse this, I'm going to take that long. I don't think we're going to break this low right now. I think we're going to run this. If we're going to turn and run, it's going to be right now. We just tapped this 30-second fair value gap. This would be the time to run lower. We got a 1 minute order block, which it looks like it's being aggressive to push through. 3 minute, we got a minute and a half left on that one. All right, I'm going to watch the 3 minute because I think the 3 minute also overlaps with the 30-second. So I can take the close of the 3 minute or a close above this on the 30-second. 30-second is just going to be, you know, any 30-second time frame. Okay, so we tapped the consequent encroachment of this 3 minute. This would be, if we're going to see lower prices, it better be now. $22 seconds on this 3 minute. Okay, we're in it for long. Close on the 30-second and the 3 minute. Stop's going to be moved to break even right at when we hit this high. I'm going to add a second one here. I'm pretty confident in this move up. Fortunately, confidence doesn't always mean that you are right. Okay, this is the level here for if we close below this, we're out. Three minute. Let's put it up here. I just want to see both. All right, so we did not close on the 30-second, so we got 30 more seconds. Let's see if we close below this or not. If not, I'll be out. And that would be a wrong trade idea. Sorry if you hear my kids All right, so we got 4 seconds. It looks like we're closing below. All right. We got to get out. All right. Lost idea on that one. We hit the level. The only reason I took it is I think we're leaving this for later. However, that would have been this trade idea did not fit all of my rules. I was taking a gut reaction that we were going to actually leave this for later and run this liquidity here. And based on all of this, it showed me that it really wanted to, but it didn't. So we got a loss on that trade. So 2 for 3. What does a 3-minute look like? Is a 3-minute still in play? We got 38 seconds. Let's see what the 3-minute happens. Because I played off the 30-second. I could have played off. I don't want to have that much drawdown, so I played off the 30-second. Let's see if we close above this level in the 3-minute here. $13 seconds left. Not likely. Not likely at all to do that. And it being the lunch hour wouldn't surprise me. So we'll probably, what this tells me, like Matt's saying, it's probably because of lunch, where we're just going to consolidate. If we're seeing price action where it's not actually following through, that should have hit this high. There's no question. With price action like this that we've been seeing, this high should have been hit. It wasn't. What could be the reason? The most obvious reason is we're in the lunch cycle. So this would be a good time to stop. So I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thanks for joining me today. This was a fantastic stream. Great breaker setup to the downside. Beautiful play. So thanks for being here, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow, probably a little bit before 9:30. And we will watch price some more. Take care, guys. Have a blessed day.